What? No theme music, nah?
Gusto, now Chris the host. Man, I make a little dinner whilst busting joke. Come to the yard, get it off your chest. There's no hard feelings when you're rocking with the best. Everything's crisp, everything's nice. Throw a little sugar, add a little spice. Ask all questions, cook a little rice. Gamble like Vegas and throw a little dice. Raise a glass and make a toast. Drop by Chris for a Sunday roast. Or 8 days of his mixology. Get twisted and not off the Hennessy. Now your belly's full, play a game of ball. Gusto, he's coming from the old school. No if buts, maybes, whys. No silly questions, I tell no lies. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
Live talks with the problem, aka Janice Monakana.
Interesting. Got myself ready today for a very special guest. 1, 2, 3. Oh damn, shit was bright. Yeah, you go. What's up, Mavika? Renee? I see you putting that workout, Renee. Nice, I like it. You should be giving that work, boy. But pow.
Oh God.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I see her girl fixing herself up.
I had to.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. How was the weekend?
It was good. It's a good weekend. It goes too fast, doesn't it? So
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
Tell you
but
that.
it's been nice. The weather's been good, so I can't complain too much.
That's it, man. You take the positives with it. I
Exactly.
finally got the superstar hair on live, people. Recognize who I've got here. The young superstar.
Oh.
So how have you adapted to quarantine and everything anyway?
I think it's like it feels more normal now than compared to before. Before I was like, it just was a different experience, something that we hadn't experienced. But I've been working the whole quarantine, so it's been not much change for me.
Okay,
Not
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Again, just remind people, Janice, is it Monakana?
Monakana, yeah.
Monakana, nice, yes.
Mhm.
Cool. 7 Oak Sunstar here, the building. Been trying to, some of you superstars are hard to get, you got busy schedules and all that, and, appointments and that. So I appreciate the time you're giving me, that you're giving me.
No, thanks for having me. I mean, it took me a while, but I'm here.
Yeah. It's been a while, but I prepped the slot specifically. All right. So yeah, let's get into this. Where did you grow up then?
So I grew up in Tottenham. Yeah, I was like born and raised in Tottenham.
Okay. So, sorry, yeah. Arsenal won the FA Cup, and I'm an Arsenal fan, so let's
Yeah.
go into
Do you know
your
what?
Tottenham.
I might get crucified. I don't watch football.
Fair enough, innit?
I
What
don't
can anyone
support a
say?
team. Yeah, I know. It's that weird. I don't really support a team or have a favorite team. It's just,
You
yeah.
know, all right, Tottenham. What was it like growing up there in Tottenham? What was the life beginnings like?
Um, for me, it was a good experience because where I lived, it was like an estate, but the estate was really like close knit. So the families that lived around, like I have like the friends that lived across from me, I'm still friends with now. So it was like a close knit estate.
Yeah.
Everyone was super close. So my childhood, yeah, growing up was good, good area. Because not all areas are good in Tottenham, but where I lived, it was actually all right. Like, there wasn't too much going on, so yeah.
Okay, cool. Tottenham. That's a few ballers
Yeah.
from Tottenham's brought up some ballers there, so
Yeah, there's a
some
few
good
of us.
tradition there.
There's a few of us.
A lot of got some good MCs there too, good footballers there. There's a lot going on in Tottenham.
Yeah.
So what is it that got you into basketball then?
So what's crazy is we were really trying to find a sport for me for about from when I was maybe because I was really short, which a lot of people because I'm quite tall, but I was really short growing up. I only got my growth spurt maybe when I was in year five. I want to say that's when I started to really grow. I was like the shortest in my class for most of
Oh, serious?
yeah. So I was really short, and then all of a sudden, like year five, I had a growth spurt. And I was like, I started to get really tall. So then I did football at first.
Yeah.
But then I'm a bit of like I'm not a super girly, but I'm quite girly. So
Okay.
like we had a game one time and it was outside and it was raining and I was like, oh, are we still supposed to play? That's what I said because I was like, I don't want to get my hair wet. So I mean, after that experience, I was like, yeah, football's not for me. Then I did badminton for a couple years, like maybe a year or two. I was playing badminton. But
Okay.
then my dad was like, there wasn't really much progression with the badminton. So then, yeah, then my dad found, he got in contact with, it was at Haringey, but they were based in Hackney at the time. So there was like tryouts. And I'm not gonna lie, I did the first day, and when I went home, I was like, I don't want to go back.
Yeah,
Because you know, we were learning how to do layups left, right, and I felt I was just not coordinated, and it
yeah,
just
yeah.
wasn't. It didn't click for me. And a lot of people that know me when I first started basketball, I didn't know how to stop. So I would just literally run people over, like go into the
Yeah.
like. It was hilarious to think about where I started and where I am now. It was quite
Man.
funny. So yeah, when I was 10, that's when I started with Haringey.
So he was like a mini LeBron James, just bowling through people.
I don't know if I would call it LeBron. I don't know if there's a comparison to it. It just there was no stopping. I didn't
Yeah.
know, and we would always I would come back to you and be like, just when you see someone, just stop. And I just didn't know how to stop. So I was like, I'm just gonna run them over. So I used to get so many charges, so many fouls. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Oh, all right. Then when did you fall in love with the game? When did you realize, I'm gonna take this as a career and really, go forward with it?
I think for me, maybe um, when I knew, okay, I was like, maybe take it seriously. I was 15, 16. And yeah, I had a conversation with my coach. And yeah, he was basically like, to me, like, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to take it seriously? And yeah, from then on, I was like, okay, I was focused on trying to get a scholarship from like 16. So that's I felt like that was the point where I was like, okay, like I'm getting better. I'm seeing
Okay.
improvements. Maybe if I put more effort into it and try and achieve this goal, then just see where it takes me. So yeah, 16 was probably when I first started to take it seriously.
All right. Cool. 1 second. Let me turn my volume up. Is your volume up a bit? 'Cause you're a bit low.
Am I low?
Yeah.
Probably can't get my AirPods in. I'll put it up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I hear you better.
Okay.
Now, and then, So talk us through your journey heading up to, is it Toledo?
Yeah. So, I think I was 17 and I had heard from their coach. They were
Yeah,
recruiting about 5 people. No, they were graduating 5 of their seniors at the time. So they were trying to kind of rebuild the program a bit because like the
yeah.
seniors that they were graduating were really good. So I heard from them when I was, I think 17. Yeah, they showed their interest, and I didn't know where Toledo was. They weren't really on my radar at the time in terms of a school that I wanted to go to. There were other schools I was more interested in. Um, but then once I got in touch with the coach, we just really clicked. And then when I went on my visit, I had other visits scheduled, but then once I did that one visit, I committed after.
Okay, okay. All right. So what made you choose Toledo? What was it that made you want to go there?
What made me want to go there? It's hard to explain it. It's like you almost have to experience it because when I speak about, we average, I think it was about like 4,000 fans. No, yeah, maybe 3,000 fans a game.
That's
So
not bad.
it's just an amazing atmosphere playing at Toledo, and it's just it's just a family, and that's what I was always looking for. Because at Haringey, we were all still friends now. Like we all
Yeah.
still hang out, so it was like a family. So I was looking for that, but I wanted a different experience from London. I wanted a smaller town that was a bit more quiet and where I would play straight away. So um, yeah, like as soon as I went on the campus, everyone was just like lovely. I went to a game. The game was amazing. The atmosphere was
Okay.
crazy. And then I got along with the coaches. I knew I was going to come in and play straight away as a freshman. So yeah, there was a lot of things that went into it, but mostly the team atmosphere and the fan base and the campus. It just, yeah, everything kind of tied into what I was looking for. And so I cancelled all my other visits after that visit, and then I committed straight after. Yeah.
All right. So what other colleges did you have on your radar or was you gonna visit? Just out
I
of
was
curiosity.
gonna visit. Jesus, this was so long ago. I think I had Miami. I
Oh,
had UIC. I had damn, it was so long ago. I had Maine. Um, I can't remember. I can't remember. I think those are the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. Because you get so
yeah,
many
yeah,
letters. Like it's crazy because it was like the movie. The experience was like the movies for me. You know how obviously like you watch the movies and everyone's
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. You get these letters and it's crazy because you actually do get all those letters in the post and people asking you. So yeah, I think those are the ones I can remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And then how was that whole Toledo experience and then, graduating?
I'll be honest with you, my first 2 years were rough. I really didn't enjoy it. It was harder than I had ever imagined, honestly. It was just a culture shock. The pace of the game was different. You know, I was not used to lifting 3 times a
Oh, damn.
week. Yeah, so it was just everything was a lot. You do pre-season for about 2 months, so it's 2 months of like conditioning. I wasn't used to that. There was just a lot of things it was new for me. I think so. The first 2 years were quite rough for me, but then I think I started to take it seriously my junior year, like more serious,
Yeah.
and then yeah, and then I had like 2 really good years at Toledo. Won we won our conference tournament my senior year.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we went to the NCAA tournament, so it was just like it was a good experience for me overall.
In the end.
At
So it
Toledo,
started out
yeah,
rough and
yeah,
picked up. Yeah.
yeah. When I came in, I will be honest, I only thought about myself. When I first started at Toledo, I was very like selfish. I would go into practice and think about like how am I gonna survive this practice because they were like
Yeah.
4 hours long. Um, but by my senior year, I was thinking about like the freshmen, the juniors, sophomores, and I was thinking how can we like get through this practice? And I think
That's
I
good.
became more of a leader by my senior year, whereas I felt like people were like listening to me and um, like would copy what I would do. So it was always like I would come into practice and I couldn't just think about me. It was about, okay, if I do this, I know that this person's going to be like, oh, they're not, they're not going to try as hard, or they're going to be like, oh, Janice did that, so it's fine. So it was like I had to set an example by my senior year. So it was good for me, like a learning experience.
No, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So fast forward a bit then. I believe you had a experience with the Senegalese tryouts and the game. How did that go? Or you didn't?
No, I don't know what happened with Google. Because it's funny because I obviously I Google myself a bit.
Yeah. So I'm
job,
just
like
wondering about that.
And it says I played for the Senegalese national team, and I just want to know when, because I'm confused.
Yeah. Okay.
If I did it and I don't know, I need to, maybe someone needs to send me a picture of me playing for them, because
Yeah, it's just said it. So I'm just going by what I've tried it. So it's saying you did. So if you didn't, that's fine.
I didn't. I've never played for anyone else but GB.
But
yeah, if anyone has seen me play for Senegal, let me know. Okay.
All right, let me. Yeah, I hope they let me know too, innit?
Yeah.
So, you played with FIBA, apparently FIBA Championships 2019.
Yeah, we went to Eurobasket with the senior team. Yeah.
Talk us through that experience.
Yeah, it was a good experience. I think obviously coming in as one of the younger ones, let's say, on the team. It was just good for learning, just to see the work ethic and what it takes to get to there, because it's not easy at all. There's so many different stages that you have to go through to get to Eurobasket even, and to get as far as we went. So I think for me it was more about learning and just you know your role on those teams, and so it was just it was a bit of a different experience compared to when I played like under 20s maybe and under 18s. I think when you go into the senior team, it's you're coming into, I don't know how to explain it, like you almost have to match their work ethic because they've been playing together for years. Like some of the older lot that are on that team, they've been together from young, so it's like you come in and you have to match it. So it was a good experience for me. I enjoyed it, just learning.
And what was the tryouts like?
They're tough, I'm not gonna lie. It is hard, it's tiring. It's like 2 a days, and then lifting as well. Yeah, with film. And I think the Eurobasket, we were there over a month, I think, just practicing. Well, yeah, maybe altogether it was like nearly 2 months. So we did, or maybe just a month, because we did about 2 weeks of camp, and then we went straight to Eurobasket from camp. So yeah, it was a lot. It's intense. Yeah, and then people get cut along the way, so it is a nerve-wracking experience.
So what's that experience? What's that feeling like when you're there and you're seeing someone get cut and you're like, oh, that could be me next, or?
Yeah, I think you're always on edge. I think you're on edge because you obviously you want to just be as authentic in that, like, you're not, like, for me it's like not trying too hard, just playing my game, because I feel if I'm trying too hard, I'm thinking too much about things. Whereas I, like, instead of letting the game come to you like naturally and just just playing. So I think it is nerve-wracking in that sense, but I think I just try not to think about it. When you get, like, I mean, everyone has a meeting with him, and I think going into the meeting, you're always anxious because you're like, oh, like, is he gonna cut me today, or and you're like sitting there counting how many people are left and who's in what position. But I think it's a good experience in that, just to teach you just to work hard all the time, and not take any moment for granted, because someone else could be playing better, and that could be the
so basically the biggest lesson you took from that basically was always be ready, innit? So regardless, always got to be ready.
Definitely. Yeah.
So the 7-0 signing, how did that all come about, and what made you choose 7-0?
I've known Len since I was maybe 14, I think. I've known Len, and he's coached me before. I think when I was under 20s, it was either under 20s or under 18s, with England. And when I came back from Toledo the first time, so I came back and I came with an injury, so I was deciding whether I was going to have surgery or not. And I went to the game. They were playing at O2, and it was them. It was Sevenoaks against Nottingham, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he told me, he's like, oh, like, you know, we need to talk, and if you're staying, like, we just, you know, general conversation. He's like, what are you doing next year? So I had already decided I was gonna go to Nottingham because I was gonna have the surgery, and I wanted to do my masters up there because they have a good business school. So
Yeah.
I'd already decided I wanted to go to Nottingham, but I always had in the back of my mind that after my masters, I was gonna see maybe like what I wanted to do, and but Sevenoaks would always be a place that I would go, like, because it's closer to home, and I just kind of love. I've always loved like their culture. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
always
yeah.
been like quite a family. It was like kind of similar to Haringey in that like it's a very like close knit club. Like everyone is very close. So if I was gonna play for anyone, it would be like Sevenoaks. So when I had the surgery coming back, my first year out of college, I just, you know, it was hard for me in that I wasn't playing as well. I was trying to just find myself again as a player, and there were a lot of things I was doing. You know, coming off my college career, I think I was playing kind of my best basketball, and then to have surgery, it kind of like set me back a lot. Like I'd
Yeah,
put
yeah.
on weight. There was just like I wasn't as confident as I was. So yeah, I spoke to Len um, at the end of the season when I was with Nottingham, and then yeah, I decided I was going to go play at Sevenoaks, and just I thought it would just be for me, just trying to find myself. I think it was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
environment for me where I could kind of figure out, you know, get comfortable again and gain my confidence and stuff. I felt like it would be a good group to do that with, and I know that they would push me, so that's how I decided I was going to play at Sevenoaks. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Was there any other teams that you had in mind other than Nottingham and Sevenoaks, or was it just them two in particular?
So I know I was talking to Newcastle at the time,
That up
but
north.
yeah, it is far from me and Oakland. Um, but that was about it at the time. I was thinking of because I didn't really want to go overseas at the time because I wasn't playing well and I wasn't like confident in myself. So it would only be like somewhere in the UK that I was looking to play anyways.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Cool, cool. And then, going into Sevenoaks, yeah, you're going into a winning culture and some success there. So talk to
yeah.
us about playing with the vets of the likes of T and Cat. How did they help you add value to your progress?
They're just I don't even know words to explain. Like, because
Uh,
I feel like they're two different, like, they're two of the same people, but they're different in that, you know, Kat it's like she's vocal, whereas I feel like with T, she only has to say like one thing to me and I get it, you know?
yeah,
Whereas Kat is really intense, but it like that fires you up. But T is she says the little things and it's just they mean a lot. Like she doesn't
yeah,
have to
yeah,
say too much if that makes sense. So playing
yeah.
with them has just been amazing in that I feel they just allow me to be me and like I don't know, we just bounce off each other so well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like it's been a crazy 2 years because I think I still have a lot of growing to do. Obviously I'm not perfect, but like I've just been pushed by not just Cat and T, but just as a team, as a whole. I think we all push each other so much. Like the practices are so intense, and I just think we make each other better.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's been amazing playing with Cat and
And
T though.
and how's it felt that, they've trusted you to sometimes take the reins at times? I can see that they've done that with you, seeing that you've become MVP a few times. How has that played a big role in your progress?
I think I don't know, like it's weird because I think with Sevenoaks, it's such a diverse team in that everyone's a scorer and it doesn't matter. It's not there's not a game where it'll be like, oh, you stop this person and this person won't score. Like
Yeah,
it's like everyone that's on the team, from the bench, whatever, everyone can score. So I think just that in
mad.
itself is why I feel like I'm able to do as well as I've done at Seven Oaks, because it's like you don't know, you have to stop somebody, and it's like not, they can't guard everyone, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
So I think that opens up so much for me, and like if they're guarding me, it opens it up for Kat. Renee's had like amazing shooting games, like Jules, just everyone across the board.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we all like, it's just hard to guard everyone, you know. Because usually you can stop two people, three people, and then you know you're okay. But with us, it's like you stop Kat, there's T. You stop T, there's me. You stop
Yeah.
me, there's Renee. Like it's just
That'd be
it's just a
that'll
list.
confuse.
Yeah, it's just a list of people. So it is hard to guard, and I think that's why I think everyone does so well. Not just me, but so many people have had like great seasons at Seven Oaks, because we all are able to play our game, and you
Yeah,
know, them guarding someone tight opens it up for someone else. So I think that's what's helped my development. It's made me more confident, because I know, okay, like if she's being guarded, I'm gonna take the shot because I know
yeah, yeah.
we need to. And if I'm being guarded, then someone else is gonna come step in and you know take those shots that we need to win. So it's just whatever it takes to win for us. I think
Definitely.
we've been doing, yeah.
And I had your coach in here not long ago as well. Like, what's he been like in terms of as a coach, and how he's helped you get better as well?
Yeah, he's like, do you know, he's been so patient, because I'm not the easiest person to deal with. I'm very opinionated. I'm very like strong in how I feel. But I think he's been so accommodating of just how I am as a player, and what works for me. And just trying for us to just meet halfway, and like me understand him as a coach. So I've learned a lot in the 2 years that I've played for him. That, you know, you just have to find what works. And I think it's understanding
Yeah,
people, and then accepting who they are, and me accepting who he is. And so I think he's been great, you know, like he's so honest. And in games, you know, he gets anxious and he'll get like real intense. But sometimes I think you need that to fire you up
yeah,
and get you going. So I think it's been good. Like he's been a good coach. Yeah, just pushing us. You know, he never really wants us to relax. You know,
yeah,
some
yeah,
coaches, you know, like some coaches may just be on the sidelines and they're quiet, but he's never quiet. He's always
yeah,
vocal. And if he feels like we're relaxing a bit, like he wants you to always go 100%. Like even if there's a lead, it's like you can always do more, and that's what I like about him. Like he's never satisfied, and that's good, because you
that's yeah,
always
yeah.
like he always wants more,
Keep
and
pushing it.
that's what you need. Yeah, because like okay, everyone, you could easily be like, oh, like you've won however much they've won in, you know, however much years, and you've won this amount of games, but it's like that's never enough. Like we need to do more.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I like about him. There's always another level.
Shout out to coach. Shout out to coach. Andrew
Yeah.
saying your hard work. Yeah. Okay. So there's some confirmation there.
Yeah,
I like
there's some
that.
confirmation. I mean, you know,
Oh.
it's not easy to deal with me, but I am. Yeah.
So talk us through the your mindset going into that 2019 playoffs game, and then winning MVP. Was that something you expected? And you know, what was your whole thought process going into that game and during the game? Like, what was it that got you going, that just made you go off?
What's crazy is I was so nervous. I was like, my palms were sweating. I was just a mess. But I didn't really expect too much. I think for me, what I try and do is just come into the game and let it come to me, and just I feel like they were giving me, because I am traditionally a driver. So over the years, I feel like I've had to work on my three, and it's not amazing. It's not amazing, but you know,
Keep
I've
working.
just, yeah, there's always like room for improvement. So I think I've had to work on my threes so that I can actually get my drives, because what people were doing was just staying in the paint and just waiting for me to come. So I think in that game, you know, they were giving me room to shoot. So once I shot, and then I could drive. So it was just like reading the game, you know. So I just came in and I was just, yeah, that's all I was doing, was just reading what I had and just taking those shots. So yeah, it was crazy. That game was crazy, because I had to watch it back, because it didn't feel real.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't feel real to me. So I literally had to watch it back, because I'm like, some of the shots that I was taking, I couldn't believe that I took them, because they would be stuff that I would pass up normally. But in the game and that atmosphere, it was just amazing. Like, You just don't
Yeah.
even think about anything else but just playing. And like, it's just, yeah, it's an amazing atmosphere and like place to play when you play at the O2, because that was my first year ever playing there.
And playing in that atmosphere as well. Was that the one at the O2, right?
Yeah, that was the one
Yeah.
at the O2. Yeah, it was amazing because, yeah, I'd never played there before, so that was my first time. So, yeah, it was nice. Like once the first basket goes in, you get a bit of confidence, and I think that's just what it was for me. It's like I was hitting a couple shots, and then I just had that confidence moving forward. So, yeah.
And then then talk us through the other experience, because you again got MVP again, and in the cup final. Talk us through that one. Was that was you more relaxed that one because it was like you won it the first time before the year before, and then you're going into another final, which was the cup final. Was there a different approach to that game? Was it the same as before?
I'm a really nervous and anxious person, so I'm never like relaxed going into games. I'm always like super nervous, and especially because the year before we
Or no?
lost that on a buzzer beater, I think. Yeah, Helen Naylor's shot. So we lost that game. So I think I was just nervous at that, and then yeah, that game, I don't know. I can't really remember. No, not that I can't remember it, but I can't remember how I felt in that moment. But I think I definitely was nervous. But I think we just let the game come to us. But that game, I feel, like I said, like we have such a deep bench. You never know who's gonna get what. So I think everyone was play. There was a large selection of people that could have got MVP and should have, you know. So it's like, yeah, it was like I was like honored to have, but I think, you know, anyone could have got on that night because it wasn't just me that played well. Kat played well. Kat almost had a triple double. Renee was playing well. She was hitting big shots. Irene, like she played really good too. And we was missing T as well. So, you know.
2-time MVP, but so talk us through that little moment then, because I had them girls in a round table about that. Talk us through your perspective with Helen hitting that shot, like that those moments can be soul destroying sometimes, or just crush it like that. Like,
yeah, I think every athlete has those moments where they're like, you will never forget certain things or certain plays or certain moments in your career. And I think that game and that shot is just, it's one of those things I will never forget. I'll never forget how I felt in that moment when I saw the ball go through. And then, like, yeah.
and the commentator as well.
Yeah.
Helen Naylor!
It was crazy. And what was good though, what I took from that was a positive, was so many people after the game were saying like how good the game was. And I think it made people pay more attention to women's basketball. So, you know, it was sad that we had to lose, but it was like so much good came out of it because so much people were more interested in the WBBR after that game, because there were loads of people that were saying that it was, you know, more like it was better than the men's game after. So it was like, I think it was good for us to like showcase that like the women's game can be as competitive as the men's, and you know, like
it was. You could tell because it looked like there was some good matchups there as well. Like you had yourself, T and Kat, and then on the other side you got Naylor. Also, Sarah Toll was on the other team. Even Naomi was on the other team. Like that was. They
had a really good team that year. And every time we played them three or four times that year, and every game was super competitive. Like it was almost like down to the wire. Like last couple plays.
Yeah.
This like where it separated. So even that game, I think it was like neck and neck almost, and then I think we were down at one point, came back. It was just, that game was amazing though. Yeah, but not the best outcome.
And there's another team I've seen, because I saw when I first discovered you in the highlights, the team you gave the work to, Leicester. You had them girls arguing with each other, man. What's going on over there? You know when you're killing someone so much, you got them arguing. You're like, what?
No, Leicester, it's always competitive when we play them, and I think, you know, they have this chip on their shoulder, you know, so it's always nice, I would say, when you get to knock it off. So I enjoy playing, and I feel for some reason, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I always seem to have like really good games, but maybe because I just they're just one of those teams I always want to beat because you know they just talk a bit too much for me. But yeah, Jamila's like, yeah, because we go at it when
Take it.
even yeah, we go at it, and I think I always enjoy playing against Leicester because you know it's nice to beat them.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I like that. And last one before I go into my next one. Whichever of the two cup wins or trophy wins were the most memorable out of the two you had? Or the MVPs, first say. Most memorable one and the most gratifying.
I would say the first one because it was my first time at the O2.
Yeah.
That season, I think we were undefeated. I think, or did we lose one game? I can't remember. Oh no, that season we were undefeated. I think we went the whole season without losing, and then to get to the final and then win, it was just it was like a sigh of relief. Like I think I was exhausted from like just the stress that you carry because it is hard. I think for me, it's not always about winning, you know, like I just want to enjoy it as well. And I think, you know, I had so much fun that year and it wasn't just about the fact that we were winning. I feel like I, you know, became a better person. I became a better player. I was just like happy, you know, and it was because the year that I had at Nottingham, I kind of like lost love for the game again. So that year that was at Sevenoaks, I kind of like fell in love with it again. I was enjoying playing, and you know, so I think that win was like the best for me because it was like such a good season leading up to it.
Man, that's dope. I like that. So there's a question I ask all my guests on this talk, these live talks. What's your perspective and your views on the WBBL in this country and the BBL? Things that you see that are working and things you think that can be improved?
I think there obviously is a gap in terms of like exposure for women's and men's. Like I think they do a lot more for the men's compared to women's. What I feel like is working, like social media, I think this era and generation is like it's the best tool for everything because so many people are active and on these different platforms. There's so many different ways to brand yourself. So I think that in a sense is working. There's so many of like yourself, like Hooper's Voice. There's like BBL Fix. I think that promote, and I've even seen them start like putting highlights of women because at first I think it was more like men's highlights on these pages. Now they actually put highlights of women. So I think that stuff is good because you're promoting and making people more aware that there is a women's team. What I think they could do more, I don't know, you know. I don't know. Because it's hard. You want to say, I could say exposure, but it's like there's so many different ways and different things that could be done. But I think it's hard because I think people are trying their best and you know, there's monetary things, you know, like financial.
That's a big one.
That would weigh into like what people can and can't do. So I think it just depends. I think just more exposure to things will be good. Like if they did tournaments that were with men and women, WBBL and BBL, and then bring a crowd. But if it was like a small tournament at the start of the season, I think that would be good just to introduce people to, you know, like these leagues are about to start and these are the teams that you should be like, you know, looking out for. Where and at those events they could hand out like schedules for the season. I think facilities for women's basketball needs to be a bit better because the men's, it's like they do up like the banners, they have, you know, these nice facilities, whereas when you come to women's games it's like more times the gyms are like shared with like other like sports. They're not as nice, there's not, you know, as nice of a setup compared to men's. Like even on some teams where there's men's and women's teams, like for example like Leicester, not in a bad way, they do their gym up nice, but it's like the women's don't play in the men's facility. But why?
It
You know,
should
so
be like that. I do agree. It should be
yeah,
like that.
so it's like those types of questions I feel like okay need to be asked, and like why can't the women's playing like why are they not playing in the same gym as the men? Like
100%.
why are they not getting the same crowds, and what can we do to
And
change that?
and it does hurt a bit because it's like women have had kind of a bit more of a success than the men in terms of like
Yeah,
Commonwealth Games. They won the silver
yeah,
medal. Men
exactly.
didn't come back with anything, so it should be a bit
Yeah,
more respect for the women
no,
and
exactly.
should treat them like professionals because they are
Yeah,
professionals. People
yeah,
think because they're women just playing basketball. No, they are professionals.
exactly. They don't respect it as much, but yeah,
Because
so that's what I think.
I think I had a talk with Naomi and they were saying one time how they were trying to advertise the women's game as a warm-up game to the men's.
Yeah, but
And I was
even
like, what?
Sheffield's, yeah, Sheffield's another one. Like the women's play in a gym that doesn't even have Wi-Fi, I think, But it's like the men's have a facility that is nice where the women,
Mm,
but it's like, why are they not playing there? So it's just like that stuff, that's where the gap is. It's like
yeah,
you're already showing your value of the game by where you let them play. When you have a facility that's nicer, you can fit more crowds, you can advertise it, but
yeah,
it's like, why are you not doing it? So it's like, if you don't have respect for it, like people following won't as well. So I think, yeah, there needs to be a like, maybe a talk about why and where women
definitely.
can play that's like in better facilities. Because then people would want to come to a game, but it's like, why would you come to a game when it's in a gym that's like small? There's not really much going, like, it's not as nice. Then you go to a men's game and it's like in London Lions Arena, where do they play? Copperbox. It's nice.
Couple box, yeah. And
You're
I
gonna,
don't get
you're
why would they not
yeah,
let the women play there as well. I don't get that, but
yeah. So it's like, yeah, those things, you know, they need to change.
okay, cool. And get into the next one. Pre-game meal and post-game meal.
Pre-game, I never really have an appetite before the game because I'm so nervous.
Okay.
If I do eat, what will I have? I'll have like a sandwich,
Uh,
maybe. I always have plantain chips. I don't know.
uh-huh.
That's just my go-to
Okay.
plantain chips before. But yeah, I'm never really hungry before a game. Yeah, because I'm like, it makes me feel sick.
Okay. What about post-game?
Post game, it depends. We always stop by like the gas station, like, not gas station, but the little service station. So if we're stopping, sometimes I might get a nice little KFC treat myself.
After a good win.
Yeah, or yeah, that's really it. If I come home, it just depends on what's here. But
Nice. All right. Cool. And then we're gonna get into these hotspot questions. All right. So there are two three-part questions.
okay,
First part is a player you love playing with, name a player you love playing against, and a funny teammate.
player you love playing with. Oh, but I have two. Oh, can I pick two?
Oh, go on then. Everyone.
Okay, because I have to say, obviously, Tiani,
Yeah.
and I had to say Cat. Yeah,
Okay.
those are my two. And then, what was it? Player.
Love playing against.
Who do I love playing against? Who do I love playing against? Anyone on Leicester. Anyone on
Okay.
Leicester. And then what's the last one?
Funny teammate.
Funny teammate would be T. 'Cause she's just, I don't know, like what it is. If it's something that she drinks or
Something that she drinks, you
like,
know.
yeah, because some of the stuff that she comes up with, I have to just sit there and think, how did she get there? How did she
Yeah.
get this?
I
She's
know.
crazy. She's hilarious. So she'd be
I've,
my funny.
I've got her on my highlights. I just see some of the things like what I always say to her, "You're something else." You know that. She says,
She's
"I don't."
hilarious. She's
It's like what the
hilarious.
hell?
She's
Oh my
funny.
gosh. So next three-part question is a player you don't like playing with. So not someone you hate personally. Could just be someone in a scrimmage. Could be someone in a game or someone you
Okay.
thought about before. Player you don't like playing against and a funny opponent.
So a player I don't like playing with.
Yeah.
With. Oh, that's hard. I don't think I have anyone though. I like everyone I've played with, to be fair. I don't have one.
Don't have one. All right, never.
No,
There's
I
not no
don't
one
have
in the
one.
scrimmage you just thought, this not like personal level. Just they could be your friend still, but you just don't like playing with them. There isn't one. There
Mm,
isn't one.
no, there's not one.
All right,
I've
cool.
liked everyone I played with. And then someone I don't like playing against.
Yeah, it was kryptonite.
I don't like playing against I love her, but Melita, because she uses her elbows and she's too dangerous. So I don't like playing against Melita.
Them
And
elbow people.
yeah, excessive elbows at that too. So yeah, she's my one I don't like playing with.
Oh,
Um,
a funny
and
opponent.
funny opponent. I would have to say because she's in here, Jamila, because we argue on the court. Like we'll go back and forth, but do you know what? When we step off the court, we're friends,
Yeah, yeah.
like close as day. So it's just funny when we like think back because we'll be talking crap to each other, and then after the game, it's like, it is what it is, and we just like laugh about stuff that we said or stuff that we did in the game. So yeah, she'd have to be my funny one, like that I played against.
Is there a story, a particular story you could think of?
I don't think I want to repeat it because I wasn't the stuff that I said wasn't nice. But yeah, we might have got into like a bit of a not really with her, but with her teammate. And then I was like saying I was gonna do something, and she's like, "No, you ain't." We were going back and forth, so it's fine. It's all love at the end. So yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, we're
All
crazy.
right, and I usually have these quick fire questions, and I
Okay.
just select one out of very few. Someone asked, cat or tea?
Oh my
It
god.
wasn't me. It wasn't me. I know. I didn't come up with these questions. I didn't select that one. These weren't written down in my book.
Oh my god, that is such a hard one. I'm gonna
I
get
had I had other ones in
crucified.
mind. I had different ones in my head.
Oh, that is not nice because I love them both. Oh, this is hard. Okay,
Yeah.
I love cat though. I love cat though. Still, I love cat
Oh, it's good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all
though.
good. All right. Anyone who's still tuned in, if you've got any questions for Janice, throw them in now, please. And then also, Janice, do you have any questions for myself?
Do I have any questions? So, what are you doing to help the women's basketball game?
Pardon?
I said, what are you doing to help the women's basketball game? And because I think I heard you said in one of the interviews you only recently heard about the WBBL. Well,
All
there
right.
was a women's league.
So I knew about women's basketball in terms of the National League, Division
Yeah,
One, but I didn't know they went to WBBL not long ago.
yeah,
So I was a bit shocked. Like, what the? I didn't know they had this going on.
yeah,
So yeah, I've been doing I've been doing what I've been
yeah.
doing so far, the WBBL roundtable. So I'm just
Hmm.
trying to push that as much as I can. Hopefully, get as much help with people pushing that.
Yeah,
And yeah, I just want to give it more exposure, man. Like, give it some more, give them more of a platform. Like this thing I'm doing here, I'm not just doing just men, which I was planning to at one
yeah.
point.
Oh,
And
really?
then I thought to myself, then I was gonna gradually go to women, but I thought, why do we? I noticed a lot of things, right? A lot of platforms, other than BBL Fix, do it, but a lot of platforms they seem to put men on and say, "Oh, I'm gonna reach out to women soon." It's just like, just get them on now. Like,
Yeah,
why are we waiting for the soon, man? Let's put them on now, man.
yeah,
Like, they're
yeah,
playing. So yeah, so get more women on this, and then when the lockdown is calmed down as well, and the season's back, go
hmm.
to games that I can go to
Okay.
a game. and interview the players. I just think I think a good way to get to know the women's basketball, people to know the players.
Yeah, no, that is good. Okay.
And then I'm planning to do more roundtables as well, because I
Mm-hmm.
thought the other one I did was good, but I
Yeah.
reckon it could be even more better with different players. So if you really want to do one of them and come on as well, that'll be good to get.
I'm fine. Let me know. That's fine.
I want to get different women players as well and get their perspective on the game, and just get them to talk, get it?
Yeah. No, that is good.
So that is my my plan. Someone said to put me on the spot. Yes, I did get put on the spot.
I did.
Oh my gosh. Do you watch much of the BBL?
Yeah. Yeah, a bit like last year. More last year than before.
All right. Any more questions, people? My Janice is here before she leaves because she has a busy schedule. You know it is. Just got her.
I've got sleep on my schedule. I got to take down my hair. Yeah.
I've got food for my schedule, man. I need some food.
Yeah. No.
I've seen your so what's your views on Mr. Robinson MVP?
Listen, there's not too much you can say about Justin. Justin is Justin. It's like, yeah, Justin is just sick. I've never met, like he's probably like the best, like one of the best players that I've like met. And he's started, like he is crazy because it's like most people when they're at that level, you think they'd be like complacent, but he's always working. Like he's always working out. He's always doing workouts. Like he always wants to improve. So yeah, he's just someone that like younger kids that are up and coming like need to like look at as a model, a role model. Because like he's still playing his best basketball, and he's always looking for ways to improve. Like even after games, like he'll sit there. The games that he's played like so good, he's there talking about so humble. Humble. Like you'll go to Justin and be like, you did this, that. He'll be like, oh thanks. Like he's so mellow, so humble, and like he just does so much. So yeah, he's someone that like young guys that are up and coming should like look at.
He's always working out. He's always
always. Even in the pandemic when they didn't have, I don't think who was laughing because someone said he was using his MVP ball.
Ishmael brought it up. He said, "Yo, you're using it. How's Martin not gonna give him a ball?"
I know. Like he, like any way for him to work out, like it's crazy now. Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
I think that I've only witnessed Justin not working out one time.
Really?
And that was one time, and the reason was because I was going to work out with him that day. The reason why I didn't work out that one time because his children were acting up. So obviously, father as well. The children acting up, and I thought, you know what I mean? That's the only reason that he's going to stop working out, and that's I like that because he put his children first. He said, he's like, you lot, not today, man. Sort these kids out, and I thought,
exactly.
You know what? I can't fault him for that. You're Andrew's role model as well, apparently.
Oh God, Andrea.
Alright, you know what? Since give us some perspective on Andrea.
Andrea is a firecracker, okay? Listen, firecracker. I'll tell you how it is straight. But no, she's a good person. Like to talk to, like just about everything. Gives good advice. Like I've known her for ages. Like. Maybe when I was 16. I played for her when I was 17, I think. I played for Young Bloods.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that's what they're called, but I think it was Young Bloods. Yeah. But yeah, she was crazy as a coach. She was crazy. Andrea she just tells it how it is. No sugarcoat.
I met when I was 10. She could play back then as well. So
listen, small but feisty. Don't mess with Andrea, Don't mess with Andrea.
Andrew, do you remember we played 1-on-1? So there's a story. So one time I was 10, running my mouth, as I was 10 years old. I said, I said that because I thought I was taller than I thought, I could beat you in a 1-on-1. It's nothing, I'm taller than you. And boy, it taught me a lesson where never underestimate your opponents.
Exactly, no.
Gave me the pump fake, pushing me around. I was like, what the hell? I tried to foul her. She's playing through it. Shit.
Listen, she's a strong one, Andrea.
No. That's dope. But, hopefully next season we get
Yeah,
back on the
so
court. Come and visit you
yeah,
guys.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, then
Come and
do some more
pay a
coverage
visit.
and talk to you and talk to Tiani, who keeps saying she's 6'7", and
Listen, put some respect on her height. She's like a good 6'7", 6'8". You
six
know,
eight,
my
six.
girl is a post player. Post player out here. Don't be putting her at the one now. Put her at the five.
I'll put her to 5. She's a 5, yeah.
Yeah.
All
So,
right, everyone. If you want to add Janice, she's on. Is it
it's Jan Monakana, I think.
Monakana, and myself, Everyting Chris _ 2020. If you want to find me for more content. Janice,
Yeah.
again, appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
No worries, anytime. And I hope you're
All
well.
right.
I hope you stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
You
right.
too.
And everyone else, see you
Bye.
later. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
I'm Chris G, host of Everything Chris. Hope you liked that video. If you did, click that like button. Also leave a comment. And also, if you want to see more, click that subscribe button to get a notification when we upload new content every single time. I hope you enjoyed that video and I hope you stay tuned for some more. And also, as you know with me, everything's always Chris.